But with that being said, it is time for that wheel, y'all. And y'all see we've added a couple things. If you are newer to our Hey Bale and Friends season 2, you haven't seen certain ones, but if you're not new, we have added Sandy's choice, Monica's choice, Casey's choice, Ann's choice.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
We did that last weekend.
They're like, what is
Right.
that?
I didn't really have anything in mind, but that's okay. I got some stuff in mind.
So basically, what we're saying is that we need to spin Ann's choice.
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
Ooh, that'd be fun. But
It'll be
basically, if it
it'll be
spins on
fine.
that,
It'll be fine.
it's the host's choice what our topic is. But I think tonight, Sandy, would you count us down so we
Sure.
can spin?
3, 2, 1.
Boop. Yay! See where she spins. Ooh,
Heat source.
that's awesome. There you go. I
You
think
know
I
what's
might
funny
be able
is
to help with
we
that.
didn't do this topic before because Ann was not here. And we said, no, that's an Andale topic.
I wish I had all my supplies. You know, I'm the prop girl
She
that I have
is.
all my supplies around. But yeah, the heat source.
Heat source. Now, in the South, where me and Ann are, we're not needing a heat source right now.
It's 42 degrees here. I'm cold.
Really?
Yes, we have
Oh,
our heat on. It's the dumbest thing ever. I was
it's
in shorts and a
76.
t-shirt yesterday, and it's 42 degrees here today. I was not a happy camper, I can tell you.
Well, Ann, when you think about heat source for your house, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Well, candles, of course. I do a lot of homemade mm, things that might not be candles. They're ways of making candles and things like that. But fire, of course. Now, just so y'all know, when I'm doing these Be Ready series that have the heat and the light and the cooking source, I don't live that way 24/7. There are apparently some people on social media that think that's the only way that I survive and I live. This is only in case of an emergency. And yeah, there you go. And my aunt, I keep quoting her because she says, "Yeah, all those things are good, Ann, but please, Lord, never let me have to use them. I don't want to have to use them." So, but um, we do have wood stove and we have several generators and we have things that are already hooked up in our house. But if you get caught short, there are things that you can do. Um, as far as the first thing that popped in my mind actually were tea lights,
Yeah.
Mhm.
little tea light candles. You can do so many things with those. Heat your room and cook your food. The easiest and the fastest one that I make with tea lights, and I have used this when the current's gone off a number of times, is you get a muffin tin, turn it upside down, put your tea lights in the crevices of the muffin tin, light them, and then not only does it have a heat source from that, it also has the air cavities where you can put a pan right on top and heat up your food. So that's one of mine. How about you, Sandy? What comes to mind when you think about heat? Now, your winters in Wyoming are a little colder than North Carolina. The tea light
Well,
might be tough.
we just got back and oh, I can hear can you hear an echo?
You're good. You're
Oh,
good.
okay. Um, it was 70 degrees all the way up. Right now, I'm at 67. I'm warmer than you are, Anne.
Oh,
Tomorrow is going to be 80 degrees.
what
It's
in the world?
crazy weather. But it was cold in my house this morning. So I did start the wood stove for a little bit because we don't like to turn our heat on.
Mhm.
And so Joe had literally stocked the wood stove last fall. So that
Oh,
when we got back, he didn't have to do anything. All he'd have to do is light it. So
awesome.
all I had to do this morning was light it. It was great.
That is
Um,
fantastic.
but when I think heat source, it makes me think food. Sorry. And so, how ca our wood stove has, a stainless steel top so that we can literally cook on it.
Oh.
We have a pizza oven outside that we built. We have, propane, cookers that, 2 burner cookers
Mhm.
that are outside. We have smokers.
Mhm.
We have camp stoves
Mhm.
just in case, a
Mhm.
camp stove is not a bad thing to have in your pantry. I think we
It's
talked
not.
about
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
And but I mean, I have all kinds of little fire starters that I made before and things out of toilet paper rolls
Yeah.
and paraffin wax, and I have lots of candles that I made. I just have stuff,
Yeah.
and I hope I never have to use them.
There you go.
What about you, Casey?
Well, let me just say this because there's not many times where it's super cold in the Georgia. Um, Unlike North Carolina, we very rarely get cold, but I do like to prep ahead. So with me in the mindset of moving, I'm thinking when I move to a place, okay, if electricity, anything goes out, how am I going to heat this place going forward? So I do like to know if there's a fireplace or a wood burning stove or
Mhm.
something along those lines. But I also like to watch the get ready videos
Yeah.
because I have bought probably more Crisco in the past year, thanks to Miss Ann. I think Crisco needs to pay Ann.
They do, but there's a dozen different ways you can use Crisco to be able to make amazing candles that
Right.
last for, like, 7 days.
Forever and a day. Yeah.
Yeah, they last forever, they really do, and, that's wonderful to be
What
able to
and
do that.
when I think heat source too, not only besides keeping your house heated by whether it's propane, gas, wood, whatever it is, I think, do I have enough blankets that are when I'm going
Right.
into before winter season, I'm like,
Yes.
okay, do I have enough blankets? Have I knitted what I've wanted to knit for the season?
Mhm.
Because
Right.
back in our ancestors' days, that's one thing they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very soon into the canning, which is August and September, they were quilting, they were knitting, crocheting,
Mhm.
all of that stuff to prepare them for the cold winters to come ahead. So that's one thing that I like to think about too.
That's right.
Do
And
I
as
have
far as blankets go, you can use this for summer and winter to cover your windows, to put a blanket over a door to try to close off some areas. The older homes, it didn't have on the panel when we started a fire by using a hand drill and a bow drill. I'm a little dangerous with drills, hobo goat. Take desert goat.
that's Desert Goat second channel.
Oh, I'm a little
So,
dangerous with drills.
so
Um,
question for the panel. Has any of you started a fire using a hand drill or bow drill?
of course you have, Sandy. That's so
I was
cool.
about to say
How do you do it?
no.
Oh, we made bow drills because that was just something that we wanted to be able to try.
Well,
And
what is
so
a bow drill, Sandy?
you got your piece of wood that's bent in it.
Mhm.
We used leather, but you can use a lot of different materials so it shapes like a little bow. You twist, you put your stick through there and you twist it around, and then um, we had an indentation in the wood, and then you put that stick in there, and the bow goes back and forth, and
Okay.
it's a friction,
Yes.
and
Oh, okay.
and so that you get that ember that
Okay.
you can dump into uh, some. Oh, you could use dried leaves, you could use straw, you could use anything that was really flammable, like we've
Okay.
used cotton balls and different things
Yeah.
because we wanted to be able to do it.
And
It can
dry
be
it
hard
on.
work sometimes,
It is hard
but
work. I tried it doing this, you
yeah.
know, and you can do it that way. Your arms about fall off. I could have flown to Canada by
Yeah,
that time.
but the bow drill does make it easier, so you just weight it down. Joe actually had a rock that had a little indentation, so it held that stick in there, and then used the bow drill. But
Yeah.
it's not bad to learn those kind of things,
No,
because
it's
you might need it when you're camping or something too.
right. That's right. Now several people have asked you to do a video on that, so,
Oh, okay.
she's gonna write that down.
I am. I got paper right here.
I'm kind of seeing it. And are you seeing it? Okay.
Oh, yeah,
We're talking about the archway. You're like a bow.
like a bow, like a
And the,
Yeah, like a bow that you would shoot.
yeah.
That's basically what that looks like.
well, the friction is coming from the of the
Yeah,
It's
drill.
coming from the stick that goes through if you use twine or leather or whatever you're using on that bow, and then it's just you're going back and forth. You're holding that stick down and you're pulling it back and forth, and the friction will make the ember.
That may be the one thing that I
after
know
a
how to use the power drill for.
while.
Well, you know, I never tried it with the power drill, but I don't know why you couldn't do it, and it would be easier.
It sure would. Good idea, Desert Goat. Good
That
idea.
was a really good idea. Now, when we're talking fire, and this is really coming from me, and I'm sure y'all in the chat make me feel good. I'm sure the people in the chat have the same question.
Of
But
course they do.
Ann and Sandy, talk to me. Okay, power has gone out. Okay, let's get in the mind frame. Power has gone out. How do you properly start a fire from nothing? Best way to stack wood and start a fire from jump.
Well, you have to have a base. You have to have some kindling. That was the word that was
Kindling.
escaping my brain. There's some kindling. It can be small sticks or leaves, or now are you
Pine
talking
needles.
inside or out?
Let's
Because
look inside first because I
inside, yeah.
am awful at starting fires. Like I'm even bad at the fires that you light the bag and the pre-made logs.
Okay.
I can't even keep
Well,
those fires going.
it's not getting enough oxygen then. If you
Okay.
have the little logs with the bags, you do have to, you can't like, fire is very funny about needing to breathe. And if you don't have enough oxygen in there, then it smothers itself. It has a way of putting itself out. So it's important to be able to give it air to, you know, and what we do is honestly, we burn like paper bags or newspaper or any kind of paper that we have. We put in the bottom and then put some kindling on top. If I have some dryer lint or I'm low or in an emergency or something, I'll use that. You can use dry leaves. They don't last very long and they smoke like crazy if you light them inside your house. So I would suggest little pieces of kindling, 12 inches or better, kind of crisscrossed over each other. They have to be dry. And that gets a good base. And once the base gets started, and you can kind of use your poker to move it around a little bit, you put one piece of wood over the sideways over the top of it, so that your next one goes over it like this. And then you can start layering it catty cornered up and down, that kind of thing. That's what we do. We don't, I mean, there's 1,000 different ways to do it. That's just how we do it.
Okay, don't start a fire in your house if you don't have a fireplace or a wood stove.
Yes.
Seriously, you don't bring in your tin garbage can and start a fire in your house.
Gosh, no.
No.
You know,
We probably should have said that to start off
Yeah,
with.
we should have said
Okay.
that at the beginning. In your fireplace or wood stove only, thank you.
yeah, I don't want people thinking, oh, I'll just start this in the middle of my living room.
Yeah.
This is not okay.
Don't do that, man.
If you need to start a fire to cook something and you don't have that, you better be going outside.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. That's right.
You
That's
know?
exactly right. And if you have a gas fireplace, don't start.
Don't start it then either.
We better, I guess, don't eat the Tod pads or Tod pods or something that's kind of like, we have to give all these safety things.
Well, I
But-
think that if you're not clear and clarify those things people will say, well, I was watching Hey Bale and Friends and they said I could just start a fire. I'll just do it in my sink. I'll
That's
just
right. Yeah,
in
no,
my
don't do it.
bathtub.
Yes.
No. And
Yeah.
seriously, starting a fire, if you don't have a wood stove or a fireplace, that's going to be one of your last resorts,
Yeah.
Right.
you know? Um, One, there's a lot of things you should have in your house that you can just eat without cooking,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Um, it when it gets to be fall time every year, wash all your blankets. So if the power goes out, you have nice, clean, nice smelling blankets.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good idea.
Um, do you have socks and um, winter coats? Even in the South, do you have some winter coats?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
Because for the most part, it would have to be a crazy thing that happened in the United States. Otherwise, your electricity is probably coming back in a few hours or a
Or a
day or
few
two.
days. Mm-hmm.
Um, you got to be careful. You cannot start a fire in your house. Sorry.
Now, with the grandchildren, I have put a tent up here in the living room. And that's a lot of fun to put all the blankets and everybody, you get that body heat going when you're in a tent inside your house. And that holds a lot of heat. A
Yeah.
lot, a
Or you
lot.
could just, everybody goes into one room.
Right.
Right.
You
That's
know, you can light some candles in your bathroom and open the cabinets underneath so that stays warm. So
yes.
you're not thinking about, maybe your pipes freezing.
Right.
But wrap some blankets around any pipes that you think might be frozen. But
That's right.
because your heat source, multiple people make heat.
Yes. Yes. Now, there, and also, Casey, there's one thing I did not mention to you. Working the damper on a fireplace or a wood stove is an art. It really is an art.
It is because I don't have it.
Because if you don't have your damper open all the way when you're first starting your fire, it's not going to get that flow of oxygen that needs to go out. And you're going to fill your house with smoke and your fire's going to go out. So it could be something in your damper, honey. And you have to make sure that they're not blocked either. So
It could be user error.
you'd never know. You'd never know.
But
That's right.
can I just say also, because Chris from Chris and Larry Homestead made a comment, I'm trying to go back to it, but I really wanted to push it out there because I just figured this out. Now I can't find the comment.
Oh. And somebody says bubble wrap keeps your heat
There it
in
is.
also.
Mm-hmm.
Freeze dried food. It can, and I have seen it with my own two eyes, be rehydrated. Now I did lukewarm water. Well, I don't even say lukewarm, tap water.
Okay.
Like not boiling. Forever in a day, people have said you got to use boiling water. That's how you rehydrate it. Yeah?
There you go. Well,
Water is water for this. You got to give it the time to rehydrate. But
yes.
that's a good thing to know as we're talking about heat and heating things up.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to cook dinner, freeze dried food reconstitutes with water.
Yes, we all need a freeze dryer.
We do all need. We keep saying that. I hope these people are listening to our shows.
And
But
there's a
also, I like that Sandy said also because in the South, because I can only speak for the South, even if you're using this heat source as your main source of heat, it doesn't get that cold for that long in the South
right.
for you to really have to worry about every single room having a fireplace or a wood burning stove.
Yeah.
A good solid knitted pair of socks, a good solid pea coat or jacket, and some clean blankets will
Yeah.
do just fine.
Yeah.
Now, if you go outside and you're enjoying time with family and you want to build a fire outside, wonderful.
Yeah.
That should be very enjoyable for you. But I'm glad you said that, Sandy, because I think a lot of people that are new to this lifestyle that
Yeah.
live in me and Ann's area think, ooh, I got to figure out how am I going to survive in the cold. Well, it don't get that cold for that long.
No, it doesn't. It's a couple of days or so. It's not like Wyoming.
Max. I
But
mean,
Tamra Aimling said people have died from bringing in their charcoal grill in the house to
yes,
keep warm. Absolutely, they have. So don't do that, please. That's not
we're not
going to
pushing
be
that here.
at an advantage for you. It's not going to be an advantage. That's for sure. So, I think I meant carbon monoxide. I got it. We got you, baby. We understood what you meant.
Good.
And learn how to make jerky out of wildlife. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. We do. We all need to know how to do that. What happened to my pea coat? I know. Hey,
Yeah,
look, they were the fashion when I was coming along. Did you have a pea coat, Sandy? I did. It was lovely. It was heavy, wool, itchy. Mine was itchy.
see, I found one at the Goodwill because a lot of people in the South don't really need them,
Right.
but I get them just in case because you never know.
You never know. That's
Never
exactly
know
right.
if I go visit Sandy in Wyoming and it's negative 400 degrees. I
Well,
need a
you know what? When you go down to Arizona, when it gets winter time in Arizona, in Yuma, when it gets to 70 degrees and 50 sometimes, um,
That's right.
people that live there year round, because they're used to such heat,
Yes.
they have winter coats that they wear. And they'll be walking around and I have shorts on
Oh gosh.
because that is not cold to me.
Right.
But even at where Casey is, if all of a sudden it dropped to 30 or 40 degrees, that would be cold for them.
Yes.
school
And so,
clothes.
yeah, you just have to think, what do I have? What do I need? What provisions may I need to get?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. To be able to stay warm. Check your local area for burn bans before you start.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
That's
mean,
true
that's true.
too.
If I'm freezing to death. I'm gonna figure out some kind of way to get some heat. But yeah, it's important to be able to do all that. Blankets over the windows, towels in front of the doors. If our house is an old house, so it's
Mhm.
not tight. So we have a little whisper of wind that will come through. In fact, when we got home yesterday after traveling last night, about 6 o'clock, a windstorm came through, just a big whoosh, and tree fell on one of our transformers and blew it. We heard a big pow, and
Ooh.
then our current went out. And I was like, I am tired and I am ready for bed. But I'm not starting a fire to get some light. So I started getting out the flashlights and all the
Mhm.
various things that I had. And I have my little solar charger and I had my charge up fan that I had to be able to have with me because it was warm last night. And a big husky light that Jesse and Lisa sent to me. And I was set, man. I was set. I didn't
Yeah.
have to start a fire of any kind. It's just quick and easy things. It was back on in like 3
Mhm.
hours. It wasn't any time at all that it was back on. But yeah. So I had to be ready in Dale's house.
And
So
speaking of being ready, yeah,
yeah,
and I'd love to get your angle on
yeah.
something.
It's about time for